Hey everybody, James Mackin here, Monty Python 2011, and I've got another review for you. Sorry I've been away for a little while, it's just, it's summer. I think I deserved a little break. Plus there wasn't really that much I wanted to review, and I didn't go to see that many movies, but oh well. So, here's my new review. It's of the movie Inception, directed by Chris Nolan, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Ellen Page, Tom Hardy, etc., etc. Now, going into this movie, I wasn't exactly looking forward to it. I had heard some pretty good things about it, but I wasn't looking forward to it, and I'll tell you why. Aside from The Dark Knight, I'm not that huge of a fan of Chris Nolan's films. I mean, they're good, but they're not my favorite films. They seem a little pretentious, to say the least. And, also, I'm not a very big fan of Leo DiCaprio. I mean, he's a great actor, he really is. But I've never really enjoyed his movies that much, to tell the truth. Oh well. And not only that, but I never saw any of the trailers for the movie except the first one, and it just looked like a clusterfuck of sheer confusion. So it didn't really look that good. But I went to see it anyways because I had heard great things about it, and it looked like it could be our first big Oscar movie or so of this year. So, what's my opinion of it? Superb. It was wow. It actually did wow me. The plot is about these people. They call themselves extractors, and what they do is they go into people's minds through their dreams, and they steal an idea from him. And they're hired by this one man, Ken Watanabe, who gives them a different job. He doesn't give them extraction. He gives them Inception, which is to go into somebody's mind through their dreams and plant an idea there. Basically, Ken Watanabe is the CEO of a major corporation, and he hires them to go into the mind of Cillian Murphy and basically plant an idea that he is going to disband his father's empire once his father dies. And it wowed me. It made a lot of sense. It was smart. It was confusing at times, but it was all easily understood by the end. It was quite frankly a brilliant movie, and I'd love to go see it again sometime soon. Hell, I might just go see it right after this review. So, let's talk about the acting. Leo DiCaprio was our main character, and like I said earlier, I'm not a big fan of his. But I must say, he did good. He did really good. I enjoyed his performance. He surprised me like the rest of the film, pretty much. And then the other actors, we have, like I said, Ellen Page, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Tom Hardy, or as I like to call them, Juno, the king of the independent movies, and Prater Shinzon / Charles Bronson. So how did those three do? Well, Juno was good. She's maturing. She was better than good, actually. She's really quite brilliant. She is maturing. She's better than she did in Juno. And quite frankly, I've always been a fan of hers, so, that was a good reason for me to go see this movie, and I'm going to keep seeing them because she keeps getting better and better with every movie she makes. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Now, the last time I had seen him was in G.I. Joe, that shitty G.I. Joe movie, which was okay. He was one of the better actors in it, but he didn't wow me, probably because of his very small role in it. But I saw him in this. When I saw him in Inception, he was actually quite good. He surprised me. He's a very good actor, and I call him the king of the independent movies because, legitimately, that's what he is. He's the king of the independent movies. So his role in this makes me want to go see some of his independent movies. I think he did one called Brick, which was really good. And Tom Hardy, or as I like to call him, Prater Shinzon / Charles Bronson. I've actually only seen this guy act once before, in what many people proclaim to be the worst Star Trek movie of all time, Star Trek Nemesis. Well, I loved it, and it was mainly because of Tom Hardy, who played the villain, Prater Shinzon. And he also plays, I call him Charles Bronson as well, not because he does a biography of Charles Bronson, not the one you're thinking about, but he does a biography of Charles Bronson, aka Her Majesty's Most Expensive Prisoner. If you don't know what I mean, that's why the internet is there. And yeah, I fucking love Tom Hardy. Just based on that one role in Nemesis, he was brilliant, so yeah. And he was brilliant in this too. And then we had a bunch of other actors. We had Michael Caine, who was in there for a fairly short time, but he was decent. We had Marion Cotillard, who had a bigger role than I thought she was going to have, and she was really good. She was really good in this movie. Like, damn, you know, she's always been a pretty good actress, but this is arguably one of her best roles, if not her best, that she's ever done. Ever. And then, who else do we have? We have Ken Watanabe. He did pretty good. Cillian Murphy. He did pretty good. And there's an Indian whose name I don't know, but he was actually pretty good. And the writing was superb. The directing was superb. The effects were just damn, because they have like gravity shifting all the time. They have this one bit where a guy's in a hallway and he's running from one side to the other, and like because the gravity is like the hallway's turning, he has to keep running on a new wall and stuff. It's really quite brilliant how they did it. So kudos, Chris Nolan, kudos. So Inception. Do I recommend you go see it? Yes. Do I recommend you go buy it on DVD when it comes out? Yes. Just go. I command you. I command you to go see this movie. Do it. Go see it right now. Just pause the review. Go see it. You don't have to pause the review. You can keep watching, but just go see it sometime soon. Now, earlier I mentioned that this could be up for a few Oscar nominations, and I'm going to discuss, despite it being very early in the year for the Oscar bids, I'm going to discuss which ones I think this is up for. Well, it's obviously going to be up for a couple of special effects awards, and we haven't really seen anything, so I'm not going to say if anybody could win yet, but if we don't get any other good special effect movies for this year, this will win, because it did have some pretty good special effects. And I think it'll also go for Best Picture, Best Original Screenplay, Best Director, Chris Nolan, Best Actor for Leo DiCaprio, Best Actress for Marion Cotillard and or Ellen Page, and if Ellen Page doesn't get one of them Best Supporting Actress, she'll get nominated for that, and maybe a Best Supporting Actor for Joseph Gordon-Levitt, just maybe, and maybe for Cillian Murphy too, because he surprised me. Like, I'm a fan of his, but he surprised me with how good he was in this. But maybe. I don't think so, but it is a possibility. And those are just the big ones that I think it'll get nominated for, at least. I do have a feeling it'll win 1 or 2 Oscars this year, but like I said, very early in the year for the Oscar bid, so we can't predict anything yet. I mean, we still have half a year to go, roughly. Well, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next review.